Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Going Goddess, where we rise, reclaim, and remember who the hell we are. I'm Cherry.
And I'm Silver Luna. And today's episode is going to be a little different again. We're going to be back in the hot seat. As your hosts, we're going to make this episode all about us as a part 2 follow up to our last Ask Us Anything Goddess edition.
Yes, we hope that you guys enjoyed that episode, and we didn't get to all of those questions that we wanted to, so we definitely wanted to give you guys another episode and reflect on our journeys. We're probably going to laugh a lot just like last time, and so this is kind of your official backstage pass, if you will.
Yes, I'm so excited. Let's get started, Cherry.
Awesome. Okay, so Silver, if your energy was a color, what would it be and why?
Ooh, okay. If my color was an energy, if my energy was a color, what would it be and why? Well, I feel like the obvious answer would be purple.
Mm,
Um, I don't know. I think I would go with pink actually because I feel like I'm very feminine. I feel like I bring a feminine energy to the room like all the time. Um, Very caring and also very optimistic. I always found pink to be very optimistic.
yes. Yeah, I like that. And I think I like that you just said pink because like sometimes you're like super hot pink and or neon pink and sometimes it's like a soft pink and like all
True.
of those things. You definitely do. I love that.
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. What about you? What would your color be?
Hmm. So when I was in college, I did like some energy work with this woman who was a shaman, and it was kind of my first, like my entry into energy work and understanding it, and that like you can protect yourself with like energy fields and bubbles. So like she would say, okay, you know, when you're picturing like putting this like bubble of protection around you, what color is it? And I'm like, it's light blue and sparkly. And so maybe that, but then also maybe like a teal because I think of like orange and red as part of it, but then I also feel like part of me is blue. So maybe it's this like really deep or maybe aquamarine tealish color.
Yeah. Ooh, I like it. Or it's like an iridescent like
Ooh,
aquamarine because it's
yes.
like different shades but always a little shimmery.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Exactly.
Yes, I love it. That's
So,
very fitting.
thank
And
you.
isn't blue the color of calm?
It
And
is.
you do have a very calming personality, so that is also very fitting.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that because I feel like I can be kind of activating, but that makes me feel really good that I can be a calming presence.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what your intention is whenever you're like, communicating. But I would say generally, like, whenever I call you because I'm having a panic attack in the bathroom, you're the
Mm.
calming person, even though you're telling me what to do and giving me actions to take. Like, you're still calming me down. I would still definitely identify you in the blue aura. Yeah, I like
I
it.
love that. Ooh, I take that all day. Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, Silver, next question. What
Yes.
is the moment that you knew that you were meant to help other women and men rise and non-binary? Just help people rise.
Mm. The moment I knew I wanted to help other people rise was whenever I started to find comfort in my own skin. Like whenever I started vending macrame is whenever I started realizing like what it was like to be a part of a community. Like I was
Mm.
recognized as a creator and getting kind of like that backstage pass, to like all of the different artists and getting to see what goes on behind the scenes at all of the
Mm.
events. And then seeing also how tough it is to be a vendor because you sit there for hours and at some events you don't sell anything and at some events you sell a lot. And then you watch other people around you in some cases that will sell out and you're just like, ouch, this really hurts. And so that's whenever I realized that I wanted to start trying to help others build their community. And that's when I started I made a t-shirt. In fact, I think it's in our intro that says support women owned businesses because like it's just so hard for like women to get that step up sometimes, and especially for like small creative ventures.
Yes.
Those are the ones that I really want to like give that boost of support in any way that I can because it's hard.
Oh, ah, you have
Mm-hmm.
such a servant heart, and like that's so sweet. I love that story. And I think that you are totally accomplishing your mission. I mean, we're doing it right now, creating community, and like, so glad that you're here leading the charge on this earth.
Oh, thank you, dear. I am glad that you're here with me to do it. What about you?
That's
What is
fine.
the moment that you knew?
Man, so I mean, honestly, from like a really young age, I just had this like I want to help other people, and not in like I never wanted to be a doctor. Um, but I from a really young age said that I wanted to be a counselor or like a therapist, which I don't know what that says about me as like a 7-year-old, but like um, but just like knowing that, yeah, I guess I just had a sense that maybe my presence could help others, kind of like you, I guess, like you just said. And so, actually, when I was in second grade, I won this award at my school for it's called the Graceland Faith Award, and just like for a student, I guess that was showing like kindness and caring to someone else. And I can remember this one little girl in my class, she had some like different ways of learning and was like a little bit more hyper than everyone, like couldn't really focus all the time and didn't have a lot of friends. And so I just like remember really going out of my way to like make her feel included. And that was like something that they had said really played into me getting that award. And so I guess like from a young age it was just this desire to help other people feel included and seen and like cared for. And that just like as I got older, just more and more, like when people, random people would tell me stories about themselves, like some really heavy stuff. And for whatever reason, like they needed, like I was there to hear that story for them and to hold that space. And like they're having, like I can remember this one woman specifically just like thanking me for just holding that space for her, and like how fulfilling that was for me. Not that I like fixed anything, but just like, oh, like maybe just listening to people is helping way more than we think. And so yeah, that's kind of it's like just progressed as I've gotten older, but I've known that I'm here to help others rise. That is
Mm-hmm.
the charge.
I love it. That is so fitting for both the aquamarine teal iridescent calming color of your energy. That makes complete sense. But also, I think it's fun to see like the similarities and like we both want to help other people rise because we both have that care of wanting, like knowing that there's been a moment where we haven't felt seen or heard or something. We want to make sure that others have that at all times, and so trying to bring that to the light. I think that that's our commonality
Yes,
in this.
very much so. And like, I think both of us realizing that we're becoming the women that we needed when we were younger and like going through things. And if we're able to do that, we can help other people become the people that they needed. And the more that we become the people that we need, the more that we can really shift the greater consciousness and like the collective. So,
Mm-hmm. It's the
yeah.
best way that we can help.
Go
I love
light
it.
workers.
Yeah.
And then who was Little Silver before the world told you who you were supposed to be?
Oh man, that's a cute question. Well, whenever I was little, in like first or second grade, I actually just came across my memory box from whenever we moved. When I was like little, I had all of my drawings and stuff as like K through 5 or whatever,
Oh,
and I wanted to be a pop star. Like
oh,
that was my dream, was to be a pop star. I had like a little microphone that I drew,
that's precious.
which makes sense because like I loved listening to Shakira. Whenever, wherever, I would listen to that every single night before I went to bed. I had like recorded it on like TRL or something.
It is so cute.
Yeah.
Little
So
Shakira.
yeah. And then yeah, and then I grew up and started watching like Supermarket Sweep and the real grown up things. I decided,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I want to be a businesswoman. What does that mean? I don't know. I
I don't
just want to be
know.
that lady that walks into a high rise building with a suit and heels and a briefcase. Like that was like my dream as like a teenager. And I was like, oh,
Ooh,
all I want to work is downtown. Like I want to be like
oh,
successful. I want to be like a businesswoman. And
cool.
then yeah, and then I grew up into real life as an
Mhm.
adult and learned that I don't want any of that. I wouldn't mind being a pop star. Like that
Yeah,
would be fun, I think. Maybe a little
right.
stressful,
Yeah.
but also really interesting. Like I feel like that's one of the few professions that you really get to do whatever the fuck you want. Like I was watching John Summit and Dom Dolla's Ultra performance from
Hmm.
last week. The Ultra Music Festival in Miami was just last month, and so like I was watching their performance on the treadmill, and John Summit took off his shirt like after the first or second song, and he's just wearing like the white tank top. And I'm like, this is literally the only job that you can wear whatever you want
Yeah.
on the biggest stage,
Yeah.
and nobody cares.
Yep.
Like,
And we're all excited.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. We're all there to cheer you on. Like, you do it, buddy.
oh my gosh, that's
Crazy.
so funny and true. I will say though, like for pop stars, like you can't eat certain things and you can't drink certain things because it'll mess up your voice. Like I have heard, and I guess working with artists, like when I was in college, I worked for a music magazine and then like kind of a music collective actually. It's called the Music Collective. And so working with lots of different like artists who were up and coming and then also artists that were established, but like hearing their stories and seeing the grind. I guess pop star, you're not an up and coming, you're already a star, so it's like already done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. If I could just
like
go straight to the pop star status.
yeah. Like, can I not sing in like a Cracker Barrel for like 6 months before someone like gives me something at the
Exactly.
Chili's? Like, you know what I mean?
For exposure.
Yeah, exactly. And like all of the hours and stuff, I mean, it really is such a hard job, life, journey to be an artist and like a traveling musician and trying to make it. I have so much respect
Yeah,
for
I
all
agree.
artists. Yeah.
I agree. It's taxing. It's a very taxing physical role in this world. But
Yeah.
what would Little Cherry? Who was Little Cherry?
Little Cherry. I like this question, especially because I was talking with my husband the other day about how I kind of feel like I have like a before, a during, and like an after. And that really does revolve around like alcohol. Like I didn't drink any alcohol until I was in college, so 18. And then from 18 to 32, like all the time, every day, my life revolved around it. And now I'm in the after time. And this person that I'm getting to know is much closer to the before time than I think I ever was like drinking, which is so interesting to me because there's so many pieces of myself that I've like grown and come to love about myself over the last decade. But like when I think of just this kind of, I guess maybe more in touch with like my higher self or like this, like pure is not the word that I'm trying to, but like the childlike heart, like if we know that like the best things in life, like abundance and everything come to us, are magnetized to us when we're aligned with our higher purpose and we are like in a place of gratefulness and service. Like feel like that energy, we're just doing that when we're kids. Like we're just living exactly how we're supposed to be and like yeah, like living our purpose. So, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
long story. So, like, I feel like I'm getting back there. But Little Cherry loved dancing all the time, anywhere, loved making up dances, loved singing. I also wanted to be a singer. I remember telling my mom, like,
Yes.
I want to be a singer. We could have started a band. We could have
I
been like
know. It would be
pop
so
baby.
fun.
It's not too late. It's not too late, Rose, right? It might be a
Right.
little late.
We're the
But I love
goddesses in progress.
it. But yeah, I was very talkative, um, and goofy and like hyper. I remember that. But then also like very wise for my age, I would get that a lot. And never wanted to be young. Like I wanted to be an
Mm,
adult like from day one. And so that was like
hmm.
really important to me that people saw me older than I was.
Yes, I can
Kind
relate
of a
to that.
weird kid.
I mean, I feel like that comes with wanting to, seeking approval, I guess. Like
Yeah.
seeking approval of older adults as a child and, not getting that validation or maybe getting it. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I feel you because I was the same way. I was always very proud to be told that I acted or looked older than my age. And then as I got older, I was like, actually, no, wait, that's not as much of a compliment as I thought it was. Maybe in some cases, in most cases, it probably was, but like in some cases, I'm like, oh, that's kind of not a good compliment.
But we thought it was the best. Like
Right?
I even remember like being young and we would go to McDonald's and we would all get Happy Meals. And then when I was like, Mom, I'm older than my siblings, and so I think I should get a different meal. And so I got the adult meals and they got the kids meals. And that was like the biggest deal to me ever. I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
and
Wait, it was
remember when they had
not
the
even a
big
Mighty
kid
Kids
meals?
meals? Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, so then they did, so I guess it was like I got the Mighty Kids meal and then they got the little one and then they got the Mighty Kids meal and I got the adult and it was still stacked. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if that was great for my parents to raise us that way for me to like assert my dominance like as often as possible, but I did and they did that.
I love it. Well, you turned out great, so
Thanks.
whatever they did, it worked. All right, so now it's my turn, Cherry. I want to ask you some questions. What does goddess energy mean to you on a soul level?
I've already touched on this a little bit, but for me, it's just being in a place of alignment with your purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't even mean like you're operating as your highest self, because that's a journey that I think we're on. But goddess energy is main character energy, it's soft energy, it's loud energy, it's everything that you are at your most authentic self. And so
Mm-hmm.
there's like, you know, goddesses who rage. Like I'm not, it's not just this beautiful flowery thing. It's just like you aligned with your purpose and who you are. That's what it is
Mm-hmm.
to me.
Man, yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. I agree. It's like it's sometimes it's tangible, but it's just a
Mhm.
very like it's a noticeable difference. Like I feel like there are people you can tell that are not on their goddess journey right now. They're just
Right.
kind of living the day to day, and that's so different from somebody that you can tell is they are enlightened and they're working to be their better self at all times. So good description.
Totally. Thank
I like
you.
it. Yeah. Okay. So next question. What is one thing that most people don't know about you and they totally should?
Oh man, that's hard. I feel like everyone knows everything about me. Oh, it's a goal that I've had for myself for a very long time that I was going to take an improv class by the time I was 35. My husband got me an improv class for level one for Christmas. And so now I'm in level two. So I've already crossed that goal off the list. And it's
Ooh,
like
ooh.
so much fun. I'm taking it into my work. It's a great community. It's you being vulnerable in play. So like that's not something that we get to experience that often where like you're in a group of you're with a group of people and you're all being vulnerable with each other and it's in a fun way. Like instead of, usually you're vulnerable and you're in like a help group or a therapy session or like working through something. But yeah, that is just it's just so much fun. It's just playing and getting to know other people and maybe one day you guys will see me on TV
I
doing
hope
improv
so.
or sketch
I
or
hope
something.
so. That would be so cool.
I've got a bunch of
I
characters up here, so
Ooh, yes, I can't wait. Ooh, you should make some little videos of each character. That'd be fun. Well, I say that,
ooh,
but
I kind of like that because I used to do the Snapchat filters, and then I would like when I would procrastinate, like put a filter on and then like make up a little scene like based
Yes,
on
you
whatever it
should.
was, like if it made me an old lady or something. Anyway,
Oh, that's so fun.
what about you?
uh, oh man. Okay. I began aerials in an effort to combat obesity because
What
my
are
family
aerials?
has. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Okay. So aerials that I like to do as a hobby are aerial silks and the lyra hoop, and on occasion I would try to do the aerial pole, but that's really tough. But aerial silks are kind of like, it's like Florida or not Florida, what's it called? Cirque du Soleil.
Oh yeah.
So whenever you're like trying to imagine what are aerial silks or the lyra hoop, it's like the aerialists that fly through the air doing like fun acrobats. But I'm not that good at it. I only do it as a hobby. And I started it directly as an effort to prevent obesity because my family has a long history of obesity. So I was starting to gain weight and I knew that I was not ever going to want to be in the gym proactively. So I had to find something that was going to intrigue me to do it. And during COVID, I ordered a rig and a set of silks and the hoop, and I like took the plunge. And so once I like made that big financial investment, I was like, okay, now I really got to do it. And so I started going to classes and took classes in Tulsa all the way up until we moved. And then we moved, and now I don't have an aerial gym nearby. It's like an hour
Oh,
away to the nearest gym. So I bought a new rig though, and the
yay.
new rig is in our living room. So it is always up, and I have the silks always attached, and I stretch on it like at least 2 to 3 times a week now. I don't. At first, I wanted to be an aerialist. Like that was my dream, is
Cool.
to be like an aerial performer. After I started doing it to get like fit, and then I realized how tough that is. That's like so hard. Performers have to have like, just like artists, like singers, same thing with your body. The amount of physical training. Nope, I don't have that. I'll
Because
be.
it's like you're doing multiple performances, right? So like your body has to be tip top like all the time, like
Mm-hmm.
ready to go. Because I think about like bodybuilders, for example, they work all year for one, one show or maybe two shows if they're like close together. And it's so much for that one. And so like how much more for it to be like all the time and not just for it to look a certain way, but to be able to perform in that way too. It's
Mm-hmm.
just wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. It's a lot. So yeah, now it's strictly a hobby, but I've kind of blended it more lately with like my macrame because I want to do some photo shoots. I've got some creative ideas that are flowing at the moment that I'm really excited to like do and act on. So excited.
I'm excited
Yay.
too. Yeah, you'll have to
Yes.
post them.
Oh, I will.
Definitely. Okay, good.
And then okay, so our next last question from me to you this for this segment is, what is one thing that instantly makes you happy?
Slushies.
I love it.
The number of
Simple.
days I wake up and I'm like, I would just bathe in a tub of slushies right now. Like, it happened every time when I would wake up with a hangover. But the thing is, it still happens. I don't get hangovers, and I still think about taking a bath in a slushie. It's kind of gross because I'm also drinking it, but I love slushies.
Drinking your bath water.
Okay, moving forward on that one. Oh my God.
But I do love slushies too. They're delicious. I feel like the one thing that makes me happy would be macaroni and cheese.
Oh, there you
I love
go.
mac and cheese. Eat the whole pan in one setting, no problem.
Perfect. You can have mine. I like that was a weird thing about me growing up where I was an annoying child because I didn't like mac and cheese. And it just like tickled something in the back of my throat. So like all of my friends like going to their house, their parents are like, "Oh, mac and cheese, everyone loves it." And I'm like, I don't. They were like, "You're not allowed to come here anymore." So
Wow.
so
Well,
weird.
I probably would have been in their camp, honestly. I'd be like, I don't think so.
Bye.
You're either gonna like my mac and cheese or you're gonna go.
Exactly. I'm like, "Listen, more for you."
Yeah, that's
That's
true. Oh
funny.
yeah, that's true. Ooh, good point. Okay, you're welcome to stay.
I know anytime I'm like, ooh, I love that, and someone's like, oh, I don't like that at all. I'm like, perfect, more for me. So I don't
Yeah,
want you.
that's so true.
It's a good way to think about
Okay, so now, Terry, I want to ask you some more deep questions, some more shadow work style questions. Get a little bit more involved. So, first, what is one shadow you had to face to step into your power?
it. Man, we know this one. It was my alcohol addiction, like big
Mm-hmm.
time, and that was really what the catalyst for giving up alcohol was. Asking myself, where is my biggest shadow right now? Like, where am I experiencing the most resistance in my life? And even though it wasn't like I was getting wasted all day and I couldn't keep a job and all these like the horror stories of it, it was like, babe, every night you need a glass of wine and you get really annoyed if you don't have that. And so, like, what would it look like for you to give that up? And everything in me was like, it would look like the apocalypse, bitch. And my soul was like, but do you want to be the best version of yourself? And I was like, yeah. And so
Mm-hmm.
that was a shadow
Yep.
I've had to face.
Man, that is so relatable. I think that that's probably, I feel like that's got to be a common answer. That's got to be a really top issue, like with our particular society. And I mean, not even just
Yeah.
ours, but like there are other cultures and other countries that really like, pride themselves on drinking a lot. But like, it's so bad for you on so many levels. And I say it's relatable because like I agree with you. I think that that was my biggest shadow that I had to face too, and I
Hmm.
didn't actually acknowledge that until Jesus stopped drinking altogether. And then whenever he stopped drinking, then he started, well, maybe I projected the judgment, but he also did start judging me whenever I was drinking.
I mean, and I don't judge people for drinking at all because, like, it is something like it does bring people a lot of joy. And there's lots of parts of it that I do miss because my brain still remembers the warm, fuzzy feelings of it. But,
Yeah.
but then I go through that thought process and it's like, yeah, that was warm and fuzzy until you needed to keep chasing that feeling and then you feel like shit, blah, 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 all
Yep.
of those things. But
Mm-hmm.
once I realized it just makes me not me, like there's no way for me to like say that I'm operating as my highest self because it's not me when I'm
Yeah.
tipsy. So
Right. Well, I'm proud of you. You are still what, over 3 months now,
thank you.
so
Yeah.
sober from alcohol.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Over a quarter of a year. That's pretty awesome.
I know, dude, that really is. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah,
Very
it is.
surprising.
So, well, now that you are sober from alcohol, I have my next question, which is when do you feel most magnetic? I feel like you've got to feel more magnetic now, being your best self all the time.
Yes. Um, and actually, well, to be honest, at times, yes. I think there are also at times where I feel a little bit lost because I spent so much of my adult life looking forward to the next drink or looking forward to the event that had drinks at it. So I have kind of had to like get to know myself in certain situations, like how do I handle brunch without mimosas and like how do I handle a stressful day at work or a work conference? And so it has made me I've had to be really gentle and like okay with myself that at times where I feel like I'm usually maybe the center of attention, leading the conversation at dinner, and then we're all going dancing afterwards, and I'm in the middle of the dance floor, and where I thought that was my most magnetic self during those times, now I'm actually like back in my room and like resting. And so now I'm like having to look at when do I feel my most magnetic in truth? And it's when I'm having really deep, like brainstorming conversations with people. Like when we're just like mulling, it could be a problem at work, it could be a life problem, it could just be like an idea, but like when I'm excited about an idea and there's someone else there like with me to talk through it or like whatever, then I like literally feel like yeah, like energy
Mm,
radiating from me and like calling it in. And yeah, I think that's it in a
yes.
brainstorm.
Oh, I can see that 100% getting excited and pulling all of the right resources and then getting the help that you need and getting people riled up. I can totally see that. It's so cherry. I love it.
Right. What about
That's great.
you for these?
So I would say when I feel the most magnetic, probably whenever I'm like in a creative mood.
Mm,
I feel like that's whenever I can get the most, like not necessarily accomplished, but it's when I feel the most like myself and like inspired, and I can just keep adding to it. Although also that might be contradictory because maybe I'm not the most magnetic personally to other people. Like I also kind of get in my own zone whenever I'm like in my creative mode, but I feel very
mm,
like just drawn to it, and that's when I feel like my best. Like I feel like I'm performing at my best is whenever I'm really interested in that thing and when I'm in a happy headspace. I think I have to be
yes.
in a happy headspace in order to be a magnetic person in general. Otherwise, I
Yes.
feel like I'm repellent.
Yeah, totally. No, I hear you on that.
Yeah.
Man, I think, and I mean, you're so magnetic, just like in who you are. People want to know about you and like be around you. And like, I can think back to, I think it was your birthday party and like you in the middle of everyone. Like, it was a huge group that like came out for you, and so many people that were bummed that couldn't, all of that. And so I would add to that, like in community. Like I think we just need to put you in a community and then like people will be drawn to you. And in addition to that, you create
That's true.
communities. So it's like awesome.
That's true. Well, thank you. Thank you. Good
Yeah.
call out. I love it. I guess I do struggle with thinking about when I'm magnetic because I do feel like I focus inward a lot of like, I don't know who, like, I don't want to, this comes back to that whole burdensome feeling that
Mm,
you always have to, I guess I always have to fight. I don't know.
I hear you.
Okay, so on to your next shadow work question. What part of your growth are you the most proud of?
Mm, I think more than anything has been trusting myself, like truly trusting that I'm doing the right things at the right time, even if it like outwardly it looks like something else to everyone else. Like for me to know every night, like, okay, maybe I didn't cross everything off on my to-do list. Maybe I didn't make all the choices that I want, that I wish that I had, but I choose to trust that I did the best that I could with what I had today.
Mm-hmm.
And like just, and yeah, giving myself permission to trust and to not guilt myself or shame myself for maybe not accomplishing something that I wanted to or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good because it's so easy to get wrapped up in like, why didn't I do this? Or I should have done this. I should have done this better. So that's good for you. That's a really hard thing to recognize too, and to take ownership of like giving yourself that trust and relinquishing like the control over like, I don't know. Did I do it right last time? Maybe.
Yeah, totally. And because I just see how like locked down people get from the guilt and shame that they placed on themselves, that it's not
Mm,
even like external shit put on them that they, you can't move forward because you did this. It's like, oh, I'm this person, like the stuff that people put on themselves. And so we can like release that. I think, but then maybe what part of my growth am I most proud of? Loving myself, like truly. So I actually, that's it. That's number one, is loving myself. Yeah.
yes, that's so hard to do, and it
Yes.
takes so much work in the background to get to that
Yes.
point of love yourself. You're right. That is such a big pivotal part of your growth. I agree. Good job, Cherry. I love that so much.
You,
I'm proud of
Summer.
you too for loving yourself. I'm so happy you do because if you didn't
Thank
love
you.
yourself, then we wouldn't be here doing these things.
Right, right, exactly. Ooh, and like another thing I want to just say on that, listeners, is like loving yourself is definitely a goal, and the journey is so beautiful. There are levels to it. Like you don't just wake up loving yourself. And it's not like you go from not loving yourself to just loving yourself. There starts with, like we've talked about previously on this podcast, getting to know yourself, getting curious about yourself. Like all of these levels like go to loving yourself and are also part of loving yourself. So there's just,
Hmm.
I just say that to just encourage you wherever you are in your journey to keep going there and to know that like every day you're making progress.
Yep. And loving yourself isn't like the end goal either. Like that's
No,
just like the starting point. I feel like that's
yeah,
where once you start loving yourself is when you can start doing all of the things that actually make you happy.
yes,
If you don't love yourself, then all of the things you do are just doing things to get by. Like
yeah.
it's not the same. Like there's definitely that moment once I started growing and like caring for myself that it started to really actually like matter. And like once I
Mhm.
started loving myself, like things were enjoyable. It wasn't just I'm doing this because it was fun. I'm doing this because we had a good time last time, or I'm going to that restaurant because it was good a couple weeks ago. Like it's actually like I care about this and this is what I want to treat my body with. So I'm going to go to this restaurant because I know that they give me really fresh, high quality food.
Yes, exactly. And it makes your life richer because
Mhm.
yeah, exact like every single thing that we do, like you just said, it's not just going through the motions. It's not living for someone else. It's like, ooh, this cup of coffee is delicious. It's romanticizing your life. It's curating your life. Your life gets to be whatever you want it to be. And when you love yourself, when you love yourself, then you get to really, I think that's like the next level. It's when doors open.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I feel like it's whenever people don't, like I think on the flip side, it also feels a little bit more personal whenever people that are like near and dear to you don't do that shadow work and then they bring lots of problems or not even problems, but they bring a lot of like, chaos and
Mhm.
tumultuous situations around because
Mhm.
they're not worried about themselves because they don't love themselves. They love you, but they don't love themselves. And so now you're
Mhm.
dealing with the consequences of someone else not doing that.
Yo, that is such a good point. Like, for real, that it can be dangerous for us to be around people who don't love themselves because of their behaviors. And it's not like they're doing it on purpose. They don't know. Like,
Hmm.
a lot of people, a lot of us who don't love ourselves don't necessarily know. There are some people that know that and are working on it. Some people know and aren't working on it, but like to not know and then to just be living your life and they're just kind of bull in a china shop, if you will, like with
Hmm.
their life. And oh, I love that point so much because it helps me give them grace of just like, oh, okay, I see where you're at. I
Hmm.
love you for who you are, and I see that you don't, I see what's going
Yep.
on here, and then boundary myself accordingly.
Yep, exactly.
Because when
Exactly. And that gives you the opportunity to have the conversation with the person. Whenever you see those moments arise and you see those like, there will be the telltale signs that they're not working on themselves whenever like they just do the same thing over and over, whatever, whatever the comment is. You'll have that opportunity. Like I'm personally working on that with somebody close to me where I'm trying to let them know whenever these things come up. Like, hey, let's talk about this. Like this is something that I am watching happen over and over. You need to work on something. This is more than the surface level. This is something that is a trigger within you because of a personal trauma. Like you need to work on this. And so also when you build those boundaries, it gives you that moment to let the person you love know that you're worried about them and that they need to do that work. Maybe it will trigger them to do that.
totally, oh, that's so good.
Hmm.
What would you say part of your growth are you most proud of?
Using my voice. I think that's a big one for me. I used to not use my voice at all, and I just think it was like the way that my upbringing. I was always told to like do what I was told and not ask questions, and I asked a lot of
Mhm.
whys and got in a lot of trouble, and like it's just not
Mhm.
worth it at a certain point, and so then I stopped. And now whenever I see something, I say something, or like if I have an issue or I want to ask a question, I'll actually do that. And it's taken a lot of effort to become this person, but it was so worth it. And that's why I'm so proud of it.
Yes, hell yes. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you too, and I'm so grateful. for your growth in this because your words are so precious to me. I think they're so intentional, and like you do see something, say something, and set a really good example for that. I think for everyone, and it's just really powerful. So good job.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. That means a lot.
of course. Okay, so how do you come back to yourself when things feel chaotic?
Oh, man.
We've been going through it.
Yeah, we're still going through it. I don't even know.
Yeah, last few weeks. Oof.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I just kind of go, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
and I would say even right now is probably not even a fair judgment because I do feel like I'm still not quite myself right this moment.
totally.
I feel like ever since my cat passed, I have felt really well, actually even about a week or two before that, I felt like I started the slump of sadness because of the grief, but then all of the other things that have snowballed on top of that and coupled with like our environment, what's going on as a whole in the world, it's just crazy and chaotic. And right now I'm struggling with coming back to myself, but I think what's working is spending time with just me, dedicating that time to myself. A lot of the chaos I get lost in tends to come from external sources. And so I
Mhm,
realize once I stop those external sources, I turn it all off and I just go back to getting on the treadmill and watching a music festival set or making a macrame outfit or getting on the hoop or on the silks or stretching, even just moving, taking the dogs on a walk. Like that's the only way that I can get back into my most like sense of normalcy. And
mhm.
then from there, I can start to get excited about what the next thing is I'm going to be doing that I'm excited about.
Ah, so good. Good for you.
Yeah,
Sorry you've
it's
been
hard
going
though.
through it. It is very
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. What about you, actually? I bet you have some good tips. I hope you have some good tips.
I've racked
No
up a
pressure.
few. It's so funny. It's like you can rack up all the tips in the world, but like you're still gonna get to like life feeling chaotic. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't keep it from happening. But thankfully, you're right. Like now I do have a few things that I'll do. One of them is definitely like moving my body. It's moving energy helps. I guess I'm being intentional about moving energy, so that gives me some sense of control in the chaos there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another great way to find control in the chaos is doing breath work. So like breath breathing, that's something that we do, subconsciously all the time. And I was really thinking through that this week and thinking back to, I did have an eating disorder in high school, and it was because I needed to control something in my life. And what if we went to breath for that control? And not only are we getting that sense of control in our life because we're controlling our breath, but we're also getting all of the benefits from doing like a 4-7-8 breathing, which brings you into your parasympathetic nervous system right away. So if you're feeling stressed, listeners, breathe in for a count of 4 through your nose, hold for a count of 7, and then breathe out through your mouth for a count of 8, and do 4 rounds of that. And that will immediately bring you out of stress. You cannot be relaxed and stressed out at the same time. So
Mm-hmm.
those little ones, and it's like super acute. But like going through this move, like life feels pretty chaotic. And so coming back to me is being intentional about my self-care. So like I let working out like that's the first thing to go in the midst of chaos. And as I learned, every freaking time I do that, I like maybe I give myself like a week or two, but once it goes over, really honestly, a week, I can start to feel myself get like a little weird, like a little down, a little edgy, a little depressed. Like I'm fine most of the time, but maybe something happens and I'm like really dysregulated in that
Mm-hmm.
emotion really easy. So like last
Ooh,
week I finally
yeah.
got my ass back in the gym and I'm very gentle. I don't go crazy like when I'm starting back up or actually ever really. But then after that one session, I was like, there you are, Cherry. Like, you're a
Ah, that's a
freaking
good one.
weirdo.
Yep, that's a really good tip, actually. Exercise whenever everything is chaotic. You're right. Like, that's because the first thing you feel is not great about yourself. Like,
Yeah,
when chaos ensues, you immediately just kind of shut down, or at least I feel like that feels
yeah,
pretty standard.
yes, yeah.
So, like, the first thing you think is, like, I don't feel great. And then, yeah, when we start moving our bodies, it's such a good point. I
Hmm.
need to remember that. I guess that's a part of why the treadmill works.
Yeah, well, I think you
Mm-hmm.
said it too, and like, and getting on the hoop and stretching,
Mm-hmm.
and also what I heard from you is getting into your creative pursuits is what brings you back to yourself the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely what brings me back to my mentality of myself, I feel like, and feeling good about like who I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like a ritual for when you need to feel powerful?
Mm. So I guess yes, whenever I'm going getting ready to like I think about when I want to feel powerful, okay, if I define the moments that I feel powerful.
Yes, yes. Let's
If
hear
I
it.
define a powerful moment, I'm thinking about like tonight going to like a pineapple party. I'm super excited to go to this party and I want whenever I go, I want to like, command the attention of the room. I want to look great. I want to feel like fierce and powerful like this is my this is my time to shine, right?
Oof.
So to get into that zone, the first thing I'm going to do is take a shower and like make myself feel good. Like everything, shave my legs, feel like ready to go for the night, and then do like my hair and makeup and everything, and then like turn on music and just kind of like dance to the music and try on different outfits. Don't assume that the first outfit is what I'm going to go with because it usually isn't.
So giving yourself that time, like,
Yeah,
okay.
giving yourself time to like really like get like loose and excited for it, and yeah, and like try out like just try different things because if I'm not comfortable later on, once I get there, my power is gone.
Yep.
I
Yes.
am stripped of that power instantly when I start thinking about is my tag sticking out?
Yeah.
Like such a useless thing to worry about that can kill an entire vibe.
Yeah.
So
So like really taking the time to like feel or to look good to like
mm,
to your standards because it's the time
yeah.
old saying like when you look good you feel good. You
Yep,
know, when you
exactly.
feel good you feel powerful. Love
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep. So mine's definitely like a beauty regimen.
Yeah. Hey, I mean I love that. I was gonna say like honestly like putting on lipstick that's
Oh yeah,
like
so yours is similar, right?
yeah, totally. And you're right. Like doing my face, like also posture is
Oh yeah.
something, shoulders back. Um, when I need to feel like really powerful, yeah, I think really it is go like doing my long self-care routine. So like starting with like walk, workout, meditate, journal, like all the self-care, yummy, shaving my legs. Yes, like that's
Yeah.
a huge one.
The
Even if I'm
worst.
wearing pants, like just knowing my legs are shaved, like I'm ready for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm right
love
there.
that. Yes.
I'm feeling good.
Oh, that's so good. That's so funny and true. But yeah, those, and then maybe like a little like dance or something. Like seeing myself
Yes.
doing something in the mirror that I like either sexy, powerful, like that really
Mm-hmm.
helps. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, watching yourself do it and seeing what you're going to look like and knowing that you have that confidence. It's just that confidence
Hmm.
that just makes you feel good. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good call.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And then what is one lie that you have had to unlearn about being a woman?
Mm, that having periods does not just make you hormonal. And I get really annoyed whenever people try to blame anything hormonal on like, or any kind of like mood swings on like hormones for like any, like, just, I feel like it's something that we dealt with a lot as like teenagers. I haven't heard a lot of it much as an adult, but it does come up occasionally and I hear it in jokes. It's still like that little, like, cheap, low hanging fruit joke. Like, oh, are you just on your period this week or something like that? And it's like, no. In fact, I
No,
don't even
honey,
have
I
periods.
rage every week.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I feel like that is specifically related to being a woman, like one thing I had to unlearn because I used to put a lot of stock into it, and then I would feel bad and I would assume that I was being like crazy because I was
Hmm.
like I didn't know my time of the month because like I've had birth control since I was like 15. I haven't had a period
Yeah,
like almost my entire adulthood.
yeah, same.
So yeah. What about you?
Hmm. Unlearn about being a woman. Um, Man, I guess, like, yeah, I guess it's kind of, that is tough for me because I feel like from the jump I've just been like bucking like societal constructs, like, I don't know, just like
Mm-hmm.
not believing. But I think probably that like to be a powerful woman, that you have to be like a certain way, maybe, of, I don't, man, like something about like looking or behaving a certain way. I think even more than like about being a woman, it's just like there is no one way that everyone that you're supposed to be for anything. And if there is, that is a societal, that's something that society set up. And like, I don't subscribe to like what society tells me that I'm supposed to be. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was more of like a human unlearning that like going with the grain doesn't mean anything different than going against the grain if we're all like, if you're heading, if you're like still hitting the goal or like achieving what you're wanting to accomplish. Like, you just never have to do it the way that everyone said that you had to, ever.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Yeah.
Listeners, you do not have to do what people tell you to do
Yeah.
just because
You
they
just
tell you to.
totally. And like
Yep.
maybe something like I don't feel like I had to unlearn it because I just am. Like, I make more money than my husband does right now. And like, so growing up, especially like in the South, it was like, oh, well, the man's the breadwinner and he, is the provider, and you're the one who's supposed to do the laundry and go to the grocery store. And it's like, no, like the way it works for us is like the job that I have pays me more and he has more time to go to the grocery store. And that's our like teamwork. There's no like hierarchy here. And I think that, yeah, that's probably something for sure, that there's like, why is there a hierarchy? Why?
That is so true.
Like,
Okay,
let's
good call
unlearn that.
out on this. Yeah, 100%. Because I'm right there with you. Like I am also the breadwinner, and he does the cooking because I hate cooking and I'm not good at it.
I get
I do the
that.
dishes. Like that's our arrangement. I'll do the dishes because they gross him out. He'll do the cooking because he doesn't really enjoy it as much anymore now that it's like his task. But it works, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
the teamwork of it. Like there is no reason for me to take a lesser paying job because he doesn't get paid as much as me. Like that's crazy. I don't understand why that ever
Crazy.
became a thing. Just men wanting to be in
Mm-mm.
control.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think also maybe another thing that I've unlearned, I guess, in the journey of dismantling the patriarchy, is that like in order to be a strong woman, you don't have to be like a nasty woman. Like, you can be like a soft woman. You can be soft spoken. You can be an introvert and still be a leader. Like, you can still be
Mm-hmm.
extremely powerful, not conforming to what society says power is.
Yep. 100%. Yeah, I agree with you. No, like I couldn't agree more. I don't even know what else to say about it. Like I agree. Like it, literally, you can be any person that you want and be successful. You don't have to conform to any kind of specific like construct. Like
Yeah,
it's not going to get you anywhere other than like displeased with yourself in the end because you weren't doing something that made you fully happy. I mean, and
totally.
it will always like bubble up. Everything is related.
Yeah,
So yeah, you don't want to change like a major contributing factor of your personality because somebody told you you had to do it in order to be successful. Like that's so silly.
totally. And also, success doesn't look the same for everyone. We all have
Mm-mm.
different versions of success. And if you've never thought, listeners, if you've never thought, what is success to you? It might actually look really different from the way that you've been operating.
Mm-hmm.
Success might be that you have, I don't know. I don't know what it might be a dollar amount, and it might be friends, and it might be a certain job, or it might be living somewhere. But yeah, think about, what does success look like to you? And if it's not what you thought it was, that's great. That means that you get to now change up how you are doing things. That's exciting. It's a new journey.
Right. And share it with us. Share in the Goddess
Yeah.
Collective. I want to hear what
Ooh,
others think their version
yeah.
of success is. Everybody has such a huge, vast array of options. Like what do others consider success? To me, I don't think it would be a monetary amount. I think that it would be actually I think I did post something like this on Wishlist Wednesday. It
Yeah.
would be the ability to have financial freedom and not have to worry about money. I don't want to think about anything monetary. I never want to think about money again. I don't want to
Yeah.
have a ton of money. I don't want to have a mansion. I don't care about that either. That's too much. I don't want that many steps in my day. I'm good with my 6,000. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
I
I feel
just want a
that.
modest life.
Like, I just want to be able to, like, go wherever I want to, and, like, obviously, yeah, have all of, like, my debt and bills on auto, but, like, go
Right.
wherever I want to, do whatever I want to. But, like, when I see something and it makes me think of someone, I want, at any time, I want to be able to purchase that thing for that person and surprise them. Like, that's like a
Right.
dream. Or, like, and invest in my friends' businesses, and, like, I
Yes.
want to give my money to my friends, but I need to have that money first.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm great
Yep,
at
exactly.
getting money, but right now I suck at managing it. So we're working on
Same.
that. I can accumulate, I cannot keep.
Right? How can I like get more?
Yeah. Or learn how to keep some of
Yeah,
it.
that's true. That's true. How do we stop the bleed?
I know. While keeping all of the things. Anyway, we'll figure
Yes,
that out.
exactly.
When we figure it out, listeners, we'll let you know.
Yeah, right.
Oh goodness. Okay, should we do some rapid fire, and actually rapid fire this time?
Boom. All right, let's do it. We're gonna
Okay.
really rapid fire. Okay.
I'll just ask like a couple, and then you can ask or something. Okay. Rapid fire. Astrology sign.
Aries.
Coffee order.
Something cold, something sweet, an extra shot of espresso.
Go to hype song.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, this one is actually not really a rapid fire, but what is your most main character moment ever?
um, Ooh, at Crybaby Hill in Tulsa a couple years ago, I went to the side and said hi to the DJ, and they let me up on the stage. So I got to go up there and just dance on the stage during like one of my favorite DJs playing.
Oh my God, I love that.
That was pretty
That's a great
awesome.
one. Yes.
Yeah,
That's so, so good.
I just got to
Okay.
just dance up there with a bunch of other people. I think I might have posted a picture recently too, but it was fun.
That's, I love that. Okay, that's so cool.
Yeah.
What's one thing you're currently manifesting?
Um, well, I'm currently manifesting success for the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm manifesting success at work to move into a senior role.
Hmm.
I'm manifesting a birthday party that I can't speak many details on, but I hope turns out very successful.
Yes, yes.
I'm manifesting modeling and performing and working on some macrame stuff that I've got in the works. And I also am trying to manifest vending. I want to be a vendor again, but I don't want to do
Yeah.
macrame because it takes a long time and it also saps the fun out of
We can
my
just
art.
make bracelets together. Let's just do that.
Yes. Oh yeah, I could vend bracelets.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun. Okay, but now I'm curious. What is the thing that I am manifesting that you had on your mind?
Financial freedom.
Oh yeah, that too. Financial freedom. That's a big one.
Also that.
Forgot about that. I'm manifesting a lot of things right now.
Yeah. And why not? And thank
Like,
you,
please.
universe. More please. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm trying to give back where I can.
And you do.
uh, yeah. Okay, but I do have to know, what is one thing that you're currently manifesting before we move to your rapid fire questions?
Also financial freedom. Um, and a home in the arts district for us to rent that has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a great porch and a big backyard with a fence. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, that sounds amazing. And the
Yes.
arts district is so pretty.
Yes. And yeah, just somewhere I just want to be able to walk like around and like have little like a coffee shop I can pop into and that sort of thing.
Oh, yes. And you're making the right moves for it. So I have plenty of faith that it will happen.
Thanks.
So,
Me
all
too.
the vibes.
Me too.
Yay. That's awesome. Okay, so now your turn. Let's do some rapid fire questions. If you could give one message to every woman in the world right now, what would it be?
But that's not rapid fire. Um,
It's not rapid fire at all.
um, man, okay. If one a message to every woman in the world, what would it be? Man, I don't know. Like that's so hard to put like one word or like one
So not rapid fire.
message. I'm like, no, but okay, one message to every woman in the world right now would it be, you are powerful. Like that, I guess that's it. But I feel
Yes.
like that's not like really helpful, but yeah, maybe like there is a power unlocked within you. So maybe then I just send them all on the journey. Like,
Yes. I love it.
yes.
Okay. Rapid fire. What's your guilty pleasure song?
Big Dogs by Hunting Kind.
I've never
Rolling
heard
through
it.
the city with my big dogs. You know, no.
No.
It's kind of new.
Okay, I'll have to listen to it.
I love
Okay.
it.
What's your weirdest talent?
Accents.
Can confirm. True.
Maybe
Uh,
rationalizing anything. If you need anything rationalized, I'm your girl, for better or worse.
ooh, good to know. Oh man.
Honestly, though, yeah, it's danger.
Oh no. Okay, dream celebrity bestie.
No, okay. Monkey Brain said Lindsay Lohan. Not true. Rihanna, 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 Rihanna,
Oh,
Rihanna.
Rihanna is amazing. Yes. Ooh, I would love to be Rihanna's best friend.
Oh,
Ah, oh, she's such a badass.
shit.
Okay, and would you rather always have to wear glitter or never be able to wear makeup again?
Always wear glitter.
Yes, girl.
Like, give me.
Same.
Oh, sorry. I have to. I had to wear this glitter. Otherwise, I
Just
can't wear
had to.
makeup. Yep.
Oh man, that would be the best excuse ever. Can that just be a requirement now?
Yeah, it is actually. I made it a requirement
Yeah, now
because
we
that's
must wear
life.
glitter.
We get to choose to wear glitter every freaking day if we want to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love glitter. Did I ever tell you the story about glitter bombing my ex-boyfriend's apartment?
No. What? Tell me this story.
Okay. My favorite prank I ever did ever was while my boyfriend was at work, I went and bought 2 big tubs of like glitter, like red and silver glitter, and I poured them on the tops of the ceiling fan blades of every room in his apartment. And then whenever he got home, I told him that I was really hot and asked him to go turn on the fan. That way he did it.
No. You
And
guys weren't
then,
even
yeah.
broken up at this point. You guys were
Oh,
together.
oh, we had just gotten together. We were like 3 weeks in.
What did
Yeah,
he?
it was amazing. It was the best thing ever. And it was like red and silver glitter just all over the living room. And then his roommate, because they both worked at Mazio's at the time, his
Oh.
roommate and him came home from work and there he was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And then he went to his room and turned on his fan and phew, everywhere, all over both of their rooms. It was amazing.
That's
The best thing
epic.
ever.
And I can just see it just coming down just
It
everywhere.
was
Oh my
beautiful.
gosh, I love
Yeah.
that.
There was glitter in his car literally until the day we traded it in. Because we got, I mean, once we were leaving the house, just going back and forth, it was constantly everywhere. We tracked it in all over the apartment parking lot. Like it was
Oh my,
everywhere.
literally everywhere.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my God. And he
I would
stayed
do it
with
again.
you
20 out of 10.
in a heart. I am looking for a reason. If you need someone to be pranked, please let me.
Yes. The moment I get
Photograph.
the okay, I will do it.
Okay, that's good to know. Because then it's like I could just set it up, have you do it, and it's like they don't know you.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
And you can rationalize it for us.
Boom. Boom.
Yes. Just enough to be dangerous.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, listeners, if you guys need anything rationalized, let us know in the Goddess Collective, and I will comment on there and give you my best rationalization. And if you need anyone glitter bombs, comment, let
Yep.
us know. Make it
And I will
happen.
take care of that for you. Yep. No problem.
I love that. What would you say is your secret weapon in business and in life?
Oh, mm, good question. I think my kindness. I think being kind to people has gotten me a really long way in life and
Mhm.
at work. I
Yeah.
mean, that is like my entire job is not customer service, but it's like a version of it, a variation of it. And so being kind to my customers and acknowledging when there is a mistake made or they did something wrong instead of blaming it on them right away, kindness goes a long way.
Yeah. And I think
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to call out the distinction between kindness and niceness because I totally agree with you that you are kind. And like, even when you're disagreeing with someone or giving tough love, like, it's kind and it's caring. And like, the vein of it is rooted in love and not just to placate someone or to accomplish a goal that you have. It's like really to
Mm-hmm.
bring positivity.
Right. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, that's true. The intention of where it comes from is not like um, doing it to be getting something out of them. I'm not trying to be nice just to get them to accomplish a goal. You're right. Good
Yeah.
call out. What
Yeah.
about you? What is your secret weapon in business and in life?
I think being able to see multiple perspectives on things,
Mm,
um,
mm-hmm.
and like also big picture. So like being able to really zoom out and look at something from like a bunch of different ways to figure out what is either the best way to solve this problem or to get like a better understanding. Um, it can like also hurt me sometimes in business and in life. Like someone can say something and I can go, oh, I see the end game. I see this turned up all the way. I see like what this can be, like big, like seeing potentials and then, but like less details. So people are like, actually, we're here and you're over here. Let's bring it
I
back.
can totally see that though. That's true. I appreciate that about our conversations because whenever I call you, I can have a conversation about like this is what happened at this event. Like, can you believe this is going on? And like you can help me understand like, oh, well, that's because we need to look at this, and the other. Like you are really good at that actually. That is a good secret weapon because I've never thought about it until you just called it out.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's a good secret.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, of course. And then I do want to ask, when do you feel most you, Cherry?
Ooh, when I am doing something creative, um, or sharing truth with people. So like when I've been invited somewhere. So as a projector within human design, my life strategy is to wait for invitations, which has been something that I've really had to learn and unlearn, that just because I have some advice or a piece of information that I want to give, it doesn't mean that it's my time to share it until someone asks. So when someone asks me to share how I feel about something, or I'm feeling like seen, that's when it's like, yeah, okay, cool. Like I
Mm.
feel me. Or when I'm dancing.
Yes. Yeah, I think that dancing is a good one for you because that's what you use in your rituals and in your times of rebirth, regeneration. It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, man. I relate with you on this one in my moments of creativity.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely when I feel the most me because that's when I get to display what I'm feeling. Although it can be frustrating whenever you don't. I feel like a lot of times I feel frustrated in certain projects because I have a vision and I can't seem to get it out the way that I've envisioned it, and I'm like
Mm, mm.
But the more that I practice with like the macrame stuff, like my current project is turning out way better than some of the projects that I've had that I've been like, this is not what I wanted.
It's not the vision.
Yeah, exactly. But I would say that that's whenever I still feel the most me because I'm working on something that is actually like making me happy and fulfilling my soul.
Oh,
And
I
dancing
love
too, but
that.
sometimes I wouldn't say that I'm my most authentic self dancing because sometimes I feel like I get in my head about people watching, and so I'm like,
Mm-mm.
let me just tone it down a little.
I definitely feel that. Like especially like I love dancing in front of a mirror. I will do that anywhere. I do not care. But then
Yeah,
like once I do start feeling maybe people looking at me, the moment that it shifts from me just dancing for myself to, oh, am I moving in a way that looks good? Because I know that other people are watching, that like pulled me right out of it. And so then I have to
yeah,
like recenter. Yeah, totally.
yep, yeah, exactly. All
Man.
right, well, Goddess fam, we hope that this episode made you feel a little bit closer to us and to yourselves. I hope that you had an opportunity to think a little bit further about yourself and these questions and reflect and got to know us a little bit more deeply. And that's how we rise together. And if you have any questions, please let us know.
Yes, please. Yes, if you loved this episode, slide right on into our DMs. We'd love to hear from you.
Mm.
We're at Going Goddess Podcast on Instagram and TikTok and on Facebook. Join our Goddess Collective. And if you have, yeah, any main character moments, we'd love to hear about them, see pictures or a video, and celebrate you. Same with your art, same with any questions, just anything that you want. If you're in the Goddess Collective, you may see that I'll just post kind of random, like a dopamine menu. Here are all the things you can do to like get some dopamine in your life, or stretching better, or better conversation starters, or whatever. And so I want that to be a place for y'all to be able to share as well. Just whatever is on your heart that is going to benefit the collective
Mm-hmm.
society, you are invited to share. Um,
Yes, we want to hear from you.
yeah, we do.
And we have the weekly themes too, which we
Yeah.
just recently started, and that those are going pretty well. And if you have any theme suggestions, we are always open to new themes as well. But it's a fun way to get connected and make a daily post whenever you don't know what you want to talk about or feel comfortable if you want an icebreaker. Just use one of those theme posts.
Yeah.
But
And
we
you
want
know
to
that you're going to
hear
get
you.
some likes on it. You're going to get some love. Like, if you just need a little extra love, throw a picture of yourself in the Goddess Collective and we will rain it down on you, baby.
Well, until next time, stay radiant
Stay empowered
and
and
keep
keep going,
going, goddess.
Goddess.